Good afternoon, Knights. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kayla Kissel, and today is Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. Here's your Charge on Air update. Composting is taking over UCF, and now the food we throw away in the student union is being put to use. O-Town Compost is a composting service based in Orlando that began taking UCF's leftovers since last year. They began food pickups at the 63 South Dining Hall, but this semester they are taking food scraps from the student union. Eric Amnott is the fleet manager at O-Town Compost. He says UCF has saved a lot of food from going to waste by composting.
And on January 7th of this year, we added nitros and the student union as well at full-scale composting. That includes the catering kitchen and all the student union food vendors. And to date, UCF has composted a total of 73,186 pounds of food waste.
O-Town Compost says their mission is to inspire students to start composting in their own kitchens. This week is the annual Academic Exploration Spring Fling hosted by UCF Career Services. Yesterday, students had the chance to get away from midterms and color their favorite occupation. Those who need career guidance had the chance to talk to the advisors who were greeting students at the front. Samina Lalji is a freshman biology major. She says she really enjoyed the time away with her friend.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was nice to have just an area where you can kind of just sit down and color and just take time to yourself. I think it was just, like I said, just nice, a stress reliever for sure. Just sitting down, being with my friend, just nice to just kind of take some time, color whatever I want. Yeah, it was just nice.
Coloring can be a nice outlet as students get ready for midterms. There are events being held by Career Services all this week that students can enjoy. A new apartment complex is being built less than a mile from campus. Charge on Air Grace Rodriguez tells us how that can affect the state of student housing in the area.
This construction site will soon be a place some nights call home. Known as Vibe, the apartment on Quadrangle and Corporate Boulevards will host as many as 1,700 students. Public records indicate that the site will include amenities like a fitness center, pool, and outside garden. However, the project is run by the same company that brought the current apartments, which can charge between $1,000 to $1,500 per month for rent. Alyssa Logacheva, a downtown campus student, once lived at the Rosen campus dorms to avoid paying high prices. She worries about how rising prices can impact student mental health.
The situation is just very stressful. Where you live is the most important thing for your mental health. And when that is a problem, everything else becomes even worse.
I created this survey with over 80% of respondents considering the current student housing climate to be in crisis. Meanwhile, as prices rise, the complex continues to be built so that next year it can look like this.
According to the survey, the average monthly rent per student is $1,044.45. Sean Snaith is the director for economic forecasting at UCF, who shares that the student housing market is a special case.
The dormitory offerings at UCF are, wildly insufficient to handle the enrollment at the university. When prices go up, the quantity demanded of student housing does not change that much. Obviously, there's enough of the market here that is willing to do that, because I've yet to see any of these apartments that have been built over the past 20 years close down because they couldn't find enough renters.
I also spoke to Samuel Hassan, an associate professor of engineering, who mentions the impacts this apartment will have on the surrounding infrastructure.
Depending on the number of residents they will be accommodating, it might affect increase in traffic congestions if that is not accounted for.
With the Vibe Apartment's swift construction and plans to house students in 2026, its influence on the market is uncertain. I reached out to the construction company, who declined my request to comment. In Orlando, Grace Rodriguez, The Charge on Air.
As leases get signed and spaces fill up, only time will tell what the future of student housing climate will look like. Orlando police have begun arresting homeless people for sleeping on sidewalks. Charge on Air reporter Grace Gedwar tells us more.
A statewide ban on homeless camping had passed in the last month. This led to multiple arrests of homeless, leaving them no choice but to head over to student living areas. Multiple sightings and break-ins have occurred in this past month alone. Police reports show this has happened at over 4 different complexes. Marcus Popiel, a junior accounting major, lives at Station and feels the need to ensure he stays safe.
Because of all the break-ins, me and all my roommates, we've always made sure to keep our doors locked and make sure we don't keep our valuables out because we don't want anything to happen.
I'm here at the Station Orlando, which is off-campus housing for UCF students. Here, they keep pretty tight security. They have a gate, and they also have security circling around to make sure people are safe and nobody is entering apartments that they shouldn't be.
Ashley Noland, a junior legal studies major, has knowledge of the camping occurring at off-campus housing.
It feels very safe here, especially because we have our key thing to get into the door and then also to get into your apartment. So I do feel very safe here. I feel like that would only happen in certain places where they don't take security that seriously, but there has been no issues around here.
More than 700 people have been found sleeping on the street. Even with security measures, camping has continued at off-campus student living. In Orlando, Grace Gedwart, The Charge on Air.
If you have experienced an issue similar, don't hesitate to call 911. UCF baseball welcomed their number 6 ranked Florida to John Ualeno Park for a midweek showdown last night. It was UCF's first matchup against a ranked opponent this season. The Knights made a statement, dominating the Gators with a 13-3 victory. A big crowd packed the stand, with UCF and UF fans filling the stadium for the second largest attendance in program history. Next up, the Knights host Monmouth this weekend for their final non-conference series. The U.S. Merit Systems Protection Board has temporarily stopped the USDA from firing over 5,000 probationary employees. This follows Special Counsel Hampton Dellinger's raised concerns that the mass firings didn't properly consider individual performance. This decision means employees are reinstated for now while the situation is reviewed. This is a part of a bigger debate over federal job protections and workforce cuts. Now checking your roadways. There's some stop-and-go traffic along Colonial Drive and Lake Pickett, but other than that, we're looking pretty clear. In terms of garages, H is hitting heavier rates at 85%, B at 78%, Garage I is at 66% full, and A is at 46%. Looking at 417, we see a disabled vehicle that is partially blocking the roadway, along with some debris. Now let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today's high is 81 degrees and very windy, so if you have bangs like me, make sure to bring a brush and an umbrella because we're expecting rain around 2 p.m. today. Tonight, temperatures drop to 61 degrees, so grab a cozy sweater and enjoy the breeze. But don't worry, warmer weather and sunny skies will be back later this week. That's all the time we have for now. Make sure to keep up with all that's happening throughout the week by following us on Instagram at The Charge News, and check back here tomorrow for another news update. I'm Kayla Kissel. Thanks for watching and have a great day.